I'm dealing with some imposter syndrome right now. So but these downloads will come to me. And I am hoping to get more focused and like write things down and put it into a book. But until that point, I haven't refocused myself to that format. So I'm hoping that these videos are helping someone, and that it's helping us to remember that, and that we are one in the heart. And as much as it sucks to have to go through like these crazy difficult circumstances, it's like so many of us have been through these similar things, and that there's something beautiful about that. There's something that I think there's a part of us that really that appreciate, like, you learn to love the journey, and you learn to appreciate each other's stories, and the fact that you made it through these trials and how it shaped you and these different kinds of things. And so something that I wanted to say is that, like, and I'll walk outside if I have to. Like, I've said, like, I think I've said before, like, God knows your heart. And it's like, I get caught, like, the world that we live in is so insanely distracting. Like, I get pulled around. And because I'll say that, but it's not like I wake up and I'm like, okay, all of these things are on my heart, and these are the things I have to do in this lifetime. Like, that's not what it's like. It's just that, and I think that because we didn't have, I think that's part of my journey because of the way, Teddy, please keep the noise down, man. I don't know if it's my north node or what it is, but it's like I've always, and I'm an Aries sun. Like, I have a lot, like, my passion is for life. Like there's lots of things that I love doing and that I wanted to do, but I also have struggled with how to monetize those things. Like, when I was passionate about fitness, I was teaching classes and doing later doing trainings and stuff like that. And so I know there's another girl in here whose north node is Pisces, and she has, like, I think that's an ADHD/neurodivergent thing too, because it's like she has like 6 different things going on, and I'm like, I so relate to that, because I'm just, if I stretch myself too thin, or if I bite off more than I can chew, obviously that's bad. But like, I'm that type too, where it's like I like having different passions going, or having like different creative outlets. So that's how you know too that, like, God knows your heart, because it's like one of the things that was really hard for me, and I don't know I think it was hard I think it was my pride, that I took pride in feeling like I'm independent, and like okay, I did these things on my own. And what I realized is that I was always emotional. I've always been sensitive, and I became more numbed out. I learned how to repress. I didn't talk about my feelings. Like, I became almost avoidant for a while, and I channeled my anger into fitness and stuff. And so, but there was always that part of me that was missing. I was like, I never had those people that could, like, I always wanted to meet people on a deeper level, and like, I never had that with my family. And so what I realized is that I overcompensated by trying to be the best I could be. Not just, that's there's more to it, like wanting to be your best self, but like, I overcompensated by trying to be going into perfectionism. Sweetie. And I remember one time, please, sweetie, I need to get this out. I need some space right now. I need a few minutes. Okay. I need you to go play by yourself. I need you to go play by yourself for a few minutes. So if I'm doing this as a mom, you guys, we can do this, okay? We can juggle it. I remember one time I had a fight with my mom, and I remember yelling at when I was a teenager, and I remember screaming, and I was like, I did all of this for you. And it was like all this like repressed stuff of this realization that I think that's natural as a kid, that you want to appease your parents. But when you grow up and you understand later that you grew up with narcissism, it's like you were never gonna, it didn't matter what you did. It wasn't gonna be like, and I don't know, it's interesting with the whole golden child thing, because it's like they did appraise my brother like he's the best, and like, which is sick, like it's sick to do that to your kids, but like it is interesting in that way that there are these different dynamics. But anyways, it was really hard for my pride to realize, like a part of me knew it all along, but it was like, it was still it's been so painful to move through the realization that I don't want to use the term wasted anymore, because I think that we're always learning, and there's the more that you come back to loving yourself, you're like, the time that you spent in a space where you were happy, it doesn't matter if it wasn't something at more, but like I gave so much loyalty to my mom, and now looking back, it reminds me of the Hansel and Gretel story, and because it was like she created this perfect space for us to just go hang out, and she would take time out of work and she would do things like serving us food and stuff, and it was weird. Even at the time, I was like, this is sort of creepy. Like, it was just like, because it was never like that. Like, my mom did like to do entertaining, and she grew up with her mom and stuff. So it was like, there were things like that, but it wasn't like, it was never that type of dynamic. So it was strange. And so, but it was a beautiful space for my kid to go play. He loved it. But we spent hours and hours and hours doing that. And I wasn't working. I wasn't creating a better future for me and my kid. And I fell into that like contentment with just the way that things are. Like, I was doing breath work, and Teddy's behaviors first started in like 2021, but then we did have, and that summer was wild. But then he was in school and therapy part-time, and then full-time therapy later. So it was like, I had these support systems until first with homeschool. That really was a big step up of like taking back control of my life, and us doing our thing, and me doing what I needed to do for him. And then the next year when I walked away from my family, but that was really hard. That was like so hard to wake up to, the fact that it was like, that wasn't I can't blame that on my mom. I can't blame that on anybody else, because that was my choice. Like, I was choosing to do that, even though these people make it, they treat you like it's fine and like whatever, but it's like, it's not fine, because of the 2 years later, and on the amount of like insanity that you move through, and you still feel like you're at square one financially, you're in debt, whatever situation that you're in. So I wanted to share that, because I heard the term infantilized the other day, and I was like, I feel like a lot of us got a lot of tough love from like our parents with narcissism, but at the same time, they coddled us too, because they didn't we weren't like that. Like, my mom was fine with me just going there and spending all this time there, and instead of me working and doing the things that normal adults do, that they like to create a life for themselves. And the whole like possessive thing, you start to see it, because like the way that my parents are reacting to the situation, and how they still treat you like you're an infant. They still treat you like you're 5, and like you can't do life on your own terms, and you just have to have your parents help you. But they're only available in a I control you and I throw money at you type of way. Like that's their, and you come over and we indulge together. And like that's the relationship, which is like a demonic, like it's not a relationship. There's no give and take. There's no like talking about normal life things. It's so crazy the more that you're separated from it. And the last thing I'm going to add is that it's like, there's so much that you just come back to like the insane amount of gratitude for God, because it's like I also have this knowing and this understanding that it's like, if I'm trying to follow my heart and my higher self, you can't be of the world. You have to be willing to separate yourself and be in the world, but what is it? In the world, but not of the world, and taking this other journey, because it is what it is in the bigger picture of like these people that are around you and they're being in your ear, they're never going to be the ones that are going to be, the world is always going to be this distraction, because it continues to be hard. Like I love being able, I try to remember to give gratitude every day for the fact that we have the knowledge that we have available to us, and that even though I don't have people around me, I'm able to like connect to other people that I resonate with online, and that definitely getting out in public, y'all. If you're a social type, like maybe getting into groups like meditation groups or something like that's another thing that really helped me. But it's like you just get to a space of like, I want to continue learning discernment, and I never want to let someone in that I don't feel like I can trust. And you accept that the conditions that with moving with God means like you just have to have a lot of hermit mode. It's just how it goes, because too many people in your ear it's a distraction. Okay, I gotta get back to him because I don't know why he's being a nut today. I love you guys. It's gonna be okay. All right. There's so many of us that are doing this, and it's very brave, and there are scary days, but it's this knowing that like God continues to guide you on like the amount of patience that you're gonna need, and like learning how to appreciate yourself, giving yourself the credit that you're not getting from other people every single day, and not beating yourself up, like loving yourself through all of it, giving yourself grace through all of it. And then you're pouring that back out into the world.